make you think twice before behaving in such an appalling way.
University, the foundation of civilized society, supplying the individual with the knowledge and critical thinking skills to make upstanding, informed decisions that will hopefully benefit the world over. Higher education is a community of intellectual excellence, showcasing the best of humanity through its teachers and its students.
Sally Stamppot has a bright future ahead of her, the epitome of student ambition. She's currently in the process of attaining a bachelor's in accounting, dreaming of a stable career in the corporate world. She believes nothing could stand in the way of her aspirations. However, there was something dark lurking on campus.
Oh, hey, Kate, Cora. Did you guys do the work for tomorrow's class?
Oh, right. Yeah, we're not going to that. That's for boring brainwashed dorks. The education system was designed to smother the life out of its students. More like its customers.
Then what were you guys doing in the library?
Yes, the Wacko movement. One of the many absurd collectives that value dangerous and silly ideologies that are sweeping across university campuses like wildfire. Those connected to the movement are proudly establishing it as the De-Enlightenment, the age of unreason, preaching the freedom of inanity over the structure of sensibility.
My wife left me last night, so can you all please take it?
Dedication was already hard to come by in university life, the emergence of Wacko only further deteriorating the path of progress. With the majority of students, even some weak-minded professors, embracing the movement, resistance became harder to maintain, as everyone has a natural penchant to fit in with one's peers and colleagues.
At first, like all decent people, Sally was repulsed by the very notion of Wacko. But as its influence grew, even she began to feel its tug.
Oh, sorry, I didn't think you'd be here. Don't you have class?
The professor didn't show up.
Oh, went Wacko too, huh? Yeah, I've lost about half of mine. Can't really blame them though. You know, I'd join as well if I wasn't waiting back for my internship application.
Really? You seriously joined?
No, I'd unseriously join, obviously. Must be quite nice, you know, being free of responsibility.
Wacko doesn't remove responsibility. It just gives you a community where not caring is encouraged. No, mandatory.
Yeah?
They think they're so clever. Look, they might be having fun now, but those lowlifes are going to get nowhere in life.
Maybe that's not the worst thing.
The movement was gaining ground, its waters starting to stir, and it wasn't long before its growing waves began to beat against Sally's resolve.
Moira, would you look at this? I take it you didn't get the internship?
Nah, it doesn't matter. Stuff is stupid straight laced anyway.
Moira, you really wanted that position. Aren't you devastated?
Devastate, schmevastate, don't be such a buzzkill.
Moira!
Look, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters, nothing at all. Look, I'm gonna go to the Wacko meetup today and I think you should come. Look, all this work and no play. Come on, let's do something for ourselves for once. Is this the essay you stayed on 48 hours to finish?
Well, I suppose it couldn't hurt to have a peek.
Mm-hmm.
Out of curiosity, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But what begins as mere supposedly harmless curiosity could eventually become the turning point of her life. In these movements, there's always a rebel leader. In the case of Donchester University, that leader is the disillusioned ex-professor Dr. Brian B. Lovinston, who after years of being stifled by the monotony of academia, sought to devolutionize his former place of employment. Having formerly taught psychology with an emphasis on cultic behavior, he now seems to put his expertise to practice.
Sanity, order, reason, rationality, these things, my children, are alive. They go directly against the human condition. The only thing to be taken seriously is the unserious. Institutions want us to believe in their false notions of stability and make machines out of us, but we know the truth. No more will we be smothered by conformity. No more shall we be shackled by logic. We will show the world that seriousness is a choice.
And with that, Sally crossed the threshold. The movement was seductive, promising liberation from the very structure she clung onto for so long. But at what cost? She would soon find out.
Now come, my whittle wacky woos. Let's take this to the centre of the problem. To the university! Charge!
With the movement in full swing and being high on their own self-righteousness, it's only a matter of time until Wacko begins to produce innocent victims of their own inane recklessness.
Wacko! Wacko! Get a job!
Do you see how they oppress us? Do you see how they try to change us? I'm afraid we can no longer accept this level of disrespect. I think... Yes, my wobble bobs. Now is the time for action. On the count of blue. Red. Green. 3. Gandhi. Canada. Blue!
And just like that, these so-called freedom fighters turned to gruesome, inhumane violence. Poor Tony Marshall got severely concussed due to a rake to the prefrontal cortex. Daniel Spaulding almost drowned as a consequence of simply walking to class near Wacko territory. And Rachel Chafayeski broke several bones in an almost fatal encounter with a maliciously placed banana peel.
Moira, it's me!
No, it's...
Got in my eye! Ow! What is that?
Womp.
Moira, what's the matter with you?
Don't expect any reasoned behaviour or empathy from any kind of these radical ruffians, as they couldn't care less about the sanctity of physical and psychological security. Despite what they preach, their goal isn't to reform society, but to sow chaos for chaos' sake. In their devout tomfoolery, these wackies think they've found a world devoid of all their problems, which is the cruelest hoax of all. These movements' moral malingerings not only make victims out of others, but through their own careless abandon, they destroy themselves.
Now to end a perfectly silly day on a perfectly silly note. I've had our esteemed comrade, Mark Billings, a former student of chemistry, whip us up the perfect concoction for the swearing-in ceremony. For this concoction, he has mixed together an absurd mix of absurd chemicals that, upon ingestion, will prove your loyalty to the Wacko movement and bind us together in our mission.
Moira, we can't drink that.
What do you mean? Of course we can.
Moira, it could be filled with dangerous and possibly radioactive chemicals.
The more the merrier.
Moira, you're insane.
Yes, that's the whole point. Silly, silly Sally. Now, are you with us or are you going to be a straight-laced loser forever?
There are moments in everyone's life where they must make a decision that will forever define their future. Decisions like the one Sally is about to make. Sally chooses the road less travelled, the road to redemption.
I always knew you were a straight-laced loser!
Rory!
I knew that one was a robot.
It needn't be said that common sense is not a friend to those who appropriate insanity. Devastating, yes. But it goes to show that society doesn't work without structured discipline. Seriousness not only saved Sally's life, but it put her back on track. And now she's using her experience to save others. Order restored. Another life saved.
Thanks to her own sensibility, Sally has discovered the true meaning of life, the key to all doors, the ultimate virtue, the superpower of seriousness.
Well, I hope we've all learned a very valuable lesson today. Right, let's go on with some algebra, shall we? You little shit! All right, you asked for it then.
Well. So, you kids think being silly is funny, do you?
Let's just turn this little guy off.